here with 3 artboards. It's called Shape, SHTB. And I'm going to place, or you can also drag the screenshot in there. And if you built this with me on Friday, then you probably have your hot air balloon on the first artboard. That's totally fine. You should open your layers window, layers. We have layer 1 right here. And if you did this on Friday and your first layer is your hot air balloon, don't worry about this. If you did not do this on Friday, you want to rename layer 1. So just double click on it and call that Shape JW or Shape Journal Work. Press your little caret open and lock that screenshot. Then you can create a new layer. So on this layers menu, you press the plus. And we're going to call this one HAB, which is hot air balloon. Enter. And you're going to make another new one. So you'll have 3 layers, and this one will be called Blob Brush. Once you have that, put your hand on your head. The second layer is hot air balloon. I'm going to walk you through that after lunch. We're just going to do the journal work for now. Okay. Are you good? Are you good to this point, Max? Without the hot air balloon? Awesome. Okay. So we are going to start our journal work. Create a blue square. The first tool you're going to use to make a shape is this little guy. It's a rectangle. If you click and hold on that, you'll see there are other tools nested underneath. So if you can either just click and hold and then you'll find the other ones, or if you want to, you can go to the outside edge of that menu and let go, and a little pull-out menu will be, I call it like a tear off, will come out. So the first tool is a rectangle. If you click and drag, you'll get a rectangle. Our colors here tell us what the inside and the outside of a rectangle are going to be. You can also click and release, and it will tell you, you can choose the size. So that's one way of getting a square. You could say 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, and there I have a square. To make it blue, you can either use these up at the top, swatches, or you can double click down here. Another way to make a square is drag out a rectangle but hold shift. And that will maintain a square proportion. Oops. And don't forget this, with this program, if you don't want to be making a rectangle anymore, you're going to have to go back to the selection key. So V is your friend. Circle is an ellipse with the same proportions. So ellipse is the second tool in here. Oh, I forgot this. Sorry, it's the third one. The second one is rounded rectangle. So if you click on your square or a rectangle, if you have a rectangle there, the inside the corners, there are little dots with circles around them, and when you hover over it, there's a little curve next to your selector key. If you pull on those, you can round your rectangle edges. If you double click on one of them, you can round just one rectangle edge. So then you start to come up with a little bit of a different shape. Ooh, look at that. You can do the same with a square, and of course with the square, as you pull the corners rounder and rounder, it eventually becomes a circle. The next tool is ellipse, and the shortcut for that is L. So an ellipse is a rounded shape, geometric shape, an oval. And if you pull that out and hold shift, you'll get a circle. Just change the color. You can use swatches, or you could just double click. This sidebar, we'll get into color more next week, but the sidebar on the right helps you choose your hue. And then you select from the value scale on the left. Except I think I said orange, didn't I? Not purple. TB. And if you have other things that you are playing around with on here, that's totally fine. You don't need to delete them, as long as I see you have at least one orange circle. The next tool is a polygon. So, if you click and release, with your polygon tool, it's over here, weird. A dialog box will come up, and you can say how big do you want your radius, which is how big, halfway across, and then you can choose your amount of sides. So I just made a 6-sided hexagon. With the polygon tool, if you start pulling out your polygon and then press the up or down arrows, you will add, up means adding more and more sides, down means getting rid of sides. As we add more sides, what shape does it get closer to? Yeah. So the more sides, the closer your shape is going to look to a circle. With the polygon tool selected, if you click and drag and then press the up and down arrows as you're doing that, pentagon, oh nope, hexagon, oh nope, there we go. And with any shape that has corners, the little rounder tool will show up, so you can round the edges of your pentagon too. Get yourself a little cutie pie rounded pentagon. One more before lunch. Star. And at this point, it's probably becoming pretty familiar what's going to happen. But if you click and release, star is a little bit more complicated because it has 2 radii, meaning the difference between those radii, as the difference gets smaller, the star arms are going to get stumpier. As the difference gets bigger, the star arms are going to get longer and skinnier. So if I want to make a big difference, say radius 1 is 0.1 and radius 2 is 1 inch, I'm going to have a very spindly star. If I did radius 1 is 0.8 and that's 2, that star is barely even a star at all. Chubby little guy. So save, Command S, go eat some food, and then come back.